So when you say you get nothing out of it, do you mean a negative outcome or simply no outcome? Yes. Good evening, Deepali.
Yeah, good evening. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm very well. Thank you for asking. What about you?
Yeah, I'm also doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yes. So how was your day?
Yeah, everything is going good. And today I was busy at like listening to podcasts, listening to a different content and observing things.
Hmm.
I was also got bored of listening to the same podcast and which haven't interest me. So yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you said I was busy at listening to podcasts. I was busy with listening to. Oh no, you could say I was busy listening to podcasts. So no need to
Busy
add
listening,
any.
and if I just say that I was busy in listening to podcast, so is it right sentence or wrong sentence?
No, it's not right. I was busy listening to
Busy
podcasts.
listening. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. What else? How do you spend the weekend?
Yeah, like nothing. I was attending session, and after that, 2 3 days, I was busy at doing shopping because like next week, it is my cousin marriage, so
Oh,
I was busy to doing shopping and all.
great.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you must be excited,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So where's the wedding happening?
It's in city. It is not in my place. I live in a village, but my cousin live
Hmm.
in a city. So yeah, it is
My
there only.
cousin, my cousin lives in a city. My
City.
cousin,
Yeah.
which city?
Hmm.
Which city? Which city? Which city?
Okay. In Amaravati.
Ah, okay. So you could say my cousin lives in the city.
In
My
city,
cousin lives
then
in the
city
city
there.
because you live in Amravati, right? But you live in the rural part of it, whereas your
Yeah.
cousin lives in the urban part of it. So you say my cousin lives in the city,
In the
because
city.
right, Amravati has only one city. Ah.
Yeah.
Also, you said just now, I was busy at doing shopping. Again, no
In
need of at. I was busy doing shopping, or I was busy shopping. I was busy shopping
yeah.
during the weekend.
So, if we just talking about shoppings and place, so we do not need to use preposition word there, isn't it?
No, you're using that phrase. I was busy. Right after I was busy,
Yeah.
you don't have to add at or in or any preposition. I was
Yes.
busy plus verb plus ing. I was busy plus verb plus ing, which is the form.
Hmm.
Right. So
Wait, I have something to discuss with it. I am typing in chat box. Um,
okay.
okay, how fears can help you grow? We can discuss on this.
Or fear can help you grow. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
What
What are your thoughts on fears then? What causes fears?
are yes, so please go. I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. All right. So I feel that fears are mostly irrational or unchallenged beliefs.
Hmm.
Right. I mean, it it may not be irrational always. Right. It
Hmm.
could be due to some past experience, some past bitter experience, right, which gets ingrained in your brain, right,
Hmm.
and manifests in the form of fear, right. So
Yeah.
the next time something like that happens, right,
Hmm.
so our fight or flight mechanism gets engaged, right.
Yeah.
So it's our response to it. So
Fear. in terms of grow, like why do you think why we feel feared, and it is not rational fear, but it is something like which will put you in a failure. Does it mean that you are not ready to accept failure, and because of that you are getting fear that I will not try beyond my comfort zone, I only want to try things in my comfort. So
Yes, yes. That's
yeah,
what most of us fear every day, right?
yeah, please go
That
ahead.
that is what most of us face every day, right? So we tend to get stuck in the same pattern of behavior, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So, which is familiar to us, right? So
yeah.
familiarity is comforting,
Hmm.
right? So seldom do we challenge ourselves, right?
Hmm.
So we get
So
stuck
how
in
one
this
can
behavior pattern.
challenge oneself? Like if someone is actually want to grow in their business, in their career, but there are some things that are stopping them. So what should that person do to grow and try beyond the comfort zone and come out from that comfort zone? So
That
what
should
should
come.
that person try? Yes.
That should come through self-realization, because once they realize that their life is not heading anywhere, right?
Hmm.
Uh, that is that is their life have come to some sort of an inertia, right?
Hmm.
It's not changing, it's not
Hmm.
heading anywhere, right? They'll be forced to take action,
So, do you
right?
think that it is so easy? Like, if someone is not ready to come out from comfort zone and try the things beyond their limits, so do you think that it is easy for that person? Because
It
that person
depends.
haven't tried that before, and it is just obvious, and that it is not obvious only for that person. Even those who like bring something new each day and who challenge themselves each day, and for
Hmm.
them it is also challenging, but still
Yes.
they are risk taker. They always want to take risk. So like if that person that is normal for that person who always take risk and try beyond the limits. But for those who are not ready to accept risk and do things beyond the limits, so how
Hmm.
can they challenge themselves, and how can they like be risk taker?
Yes, that's a very relevant question,
Hmm.
right? So there's this point mentioned in Atomic Habits. Have you read Atomic Habits, the book
You
Atomic
told
Habits?
me, I told you I haven't read that. Yeah.
If you haven't, you should read it then.
Yeah.
So it makes this compelling point that
Hmm.
human behavior
Hmm.
is mostly habitual, right? So we have built a set of habits, right? And we tend to
Yeah.
follow this pattern of behavior, and we tend
Yeah.
to repeat this pattern of behavior every
Yeah.
day, right? So it's very comforting because it's predictable,
Hmm.
right? Because challenges are unpredictable, right? And
Yes.
they are unfamiliar, right? It scares
Yeah.
us, right? So, but then again, there are some people who are willing to take risks, right? There is a
Hmm.
thrill in taking risks, right? Because taking risks kind of
Let me
stimulates
person to
this
be
step.
try
Yeah,
beyond the thought, beyond the limits. Yeah.
sorry, yeah. No, what I was saying was like when somebody take risks, right? I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever experienced this before? Like, have you ever gone on some scary rides in amusement parks?
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
yes.
right. So you feel that sort of thrill, right?
Yeah.
It's very unpleasant, right? That
Yes.
is the experience of going at such heights, right, and at such
Yes.
great speeds, right?
And
It's
when,
you have
especially
this.
when it is an up, and when it's converted to this side, it's like I'm going to die there.
Yes, exactly, right.
Yes.
But it what it does is it makes the body release this chemical called adrenaline, right?
Hmm.
Um, but at the same time, adrenaline, I don't know, it's somewhat linked to the
Brain.
dopamine, probably. Yeah, there's this neurotransmitter called dopamine, right?
Yeah.
There's some sort of a connection between these two, right?
Yes.
At the same time, dopamine gets released once you survive that risk, right?
Yeah.
So dopamine is what's responsible for, you know, uh, it's what responsible for us wanting something more, right? So
Hmm.
when dopamine is released, right, you want that more and more, right? That's
Yeah.
how habits are formed, right? So when somebody takes risks, right,
Hmm.
and it becomes a habit, right,
Hmm.
they start loving challenges, right?
Yes.
And such people tend to take actions. But then, this can go in any direction as well, right? I mean,
Yes.
some people, they gamble away their money, right? That's
Hmm.
what causes addiction, gambling addiction, right?
Yes.
So it depends on the nature of the risk that you take as well, right? It
Yes.
can go either way. It can be good or bad, right?
Yeah.
So
And my next question is on the same, like how do you set how much risks you are able to take, and if you are taking that risks, how to come out from that risks? Like you are risk taker. Obviously, you are risk taker, no doubt in that. But if that risk get fell, you are not getting any outcomes from that risk. So what's the point to taking risk?
sorry,
Like
come again.
we always expect we are taking risks because we are getting some outcomes from that risk. If we are not getting anything from that risk, so what's the point to taking risk? So how to
Hmm.
manage and how to deal with that risk if we are not getting and we are in trouble after taking that risk? So
So are
do
you,
we
do you mean
need to
positive or negative? So
prepare
when you, just
do
one
we
quick
need to
question.
prepare? Sorry.
Okay, I need to ask a question to clarify this. So what do you,
Yes.
so do you mean that, so when you say you get nothing out of it, do you mean a negative outcome or simply no outcome, positive or
Yeah,
negative?
no outcomes
No
if we
outcome.
are not getting. Yeah, and second is if we are not like if we are make like if we do not know how to get out from that risk, so that perspective as well.
If you don't know how to get out of that risk,
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
we always need to prepare ourselves if we are taking that risks. If we like are in any trouble, and we if we get in any trouble, so I will able to come out from that risk.
I
Otherwise
will
you
be
might.
able to, I will be
Yeah.
able to come out of that risk. I
Yes.
will be able to, right?
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, uh, that's what. So like, so there are two types of risk takers, right? That is
Hmm.
people who take calculated risks, right?
Yes.
And there are other people who just take any sort of risk, right?
Hmm.
I mean, they might be just nihilistic risk takers. They are
Yes.
nihilistic, right? Nihilistic, 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 right? Nihilism means what? Nihilism means, uh,
No.
you know what nihilism is? Nihilism means they don't care, right?
Okay, we
They don't
always say
care
I
about
don't
anything.
care. But it is typical thought, like I don't care, but we actually care about that, isn't it?
I mean, there are some people who don't care about anything. They are nihilists,
Hmm.
right? Uh,
Yeah.
so, so there are nihilistic risk takers, right?
Hmm.
Whereas there are people who care, people who take calculated risks, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, those people, they have got everything to lose, which is why
Yes.
they take calculated risks. On the other hand, there are people who have nothing to lose,
Hmm.
and they take just about any risk, right?
Hey,
So
have you ever put yourself in risks for some outcomes, and what it get turned into?
definitely, because in my career, when nothing was working out, I took the risk of becoming an English language trainer. Right, I did a course which was expensive, and I completed that course successfully, and I became an English language trainer, which I'm pretty glad. Right,
But
and
somewhere you are sure that if I take this risk, so I have some ways. Like you haven't put yourself in situation situation that you will never come out from that situation like that. It's a
No,
safe
no,
risk.
no, no. It was risky because that passing that course isn't all that easy. Because
Okay.
it was an intensive course. It
Mm-hmm.
was only 5 weeks long, but it was an intensive course, and not many people really pass it. Not many people complete the course. I've heard
So
of
how many days
stories.
it takes? It just like a duration like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years like
No,
that.
just 5 weeks. Just 5 weeks.
Okay.
It was only 5 weeks, and
Still is costly. Like
it is. It was very costly. Yes, it is. It still is. Yes, it's even costlier now.
yeah, yeah. So I accept that it was risk.
It was
So
risky.
yeah, it was risky. Yeah. Um, and if you got fell in it, so what was your plan? Like, have you ever planned that if I am unable to crack that exam, so what is my
Hmm.
next plan B? Like we always have plan B and plan A. So what was
Well,
your
honestly speaking, I never had a plan because I was prepared to crack the course, right? Because without this course, I would be again jobless. I would have been jobless, right? So I decided for myself, I will complete this course. I'll pull myself through, right? There was a point where when I was about to give up the course, that like
yeah,
halfway through the course, it was pretty stressful for me. So
yeah.
I was about to give it up, but then I had a word with my trainers, right, and they gave me more support, and even my batchmates, they were very supportive and friendly. They were very kind, they were compassionate, and I will still remember their kindness, like even to my deathbed, because they were extremely kind. They were very passionate. They were extremely kind and generous people, I would say.
Hmm. But sometimes it's happened like if we get fail after taking this and it is not convert into outcome, so it is very difficult to get out from that like failure. So how do you deal with this situation?
That's yeah. That's again a relevant question.
Hmm.
That's I mean, it's you just have to trust yourself because I
Hmm.
mean, one way or the other, you'll come up with some sort of a solution, right? I mean, I
Yes.
trust the power of my subconscious mind. So, uh, I mean, at crucial points, yes, it has come up with ways to get out of situations. So, I trust
Yeah.
my own instincts.
Yes, it is difficult to be a positive all the time, and especially when you are taking this, and you know that yes, I will give my best, but there is no chance to outcomes. So if I get fail in it, so what's my plan B?
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't keep plan Bs much. I just try to accomplish whatever risk that I take, right,
Mhm.
to till the end, till its end. So I am that kind of a risk taker. So when I take a risk, I'll try to accomplish it.
Yeah.